Coming speakers, we would like to waken up the government as well as our citizens regarding the lack of directions towards the massive development of our food industries here in the city. Like I said earlier, we would like the city to have a vision to be the food basket of the Visayas, or even the center for tropical fruit production. Such a very high vision is needed so that the mayor and the congressman can galvanize people, the farmers, the government, and everybody here in the city towards developing that kind of strategy, that kind of goal. Without a real vision, how are you going to do it? What directions are you going to do? So in the speeches that we've done here, we've been emphasizing the many things that are lacking. We think that we try to show that we could do better if we are organized, there is unity, and there are plans, and there are goals. In my talks here, I said that the Filipino farmers are unenabled, unempowered, lacks capacity, lacks capability. How are we going to solve that problem? What is lacking in our farming industry, in our agriculture, is our farmers plant whatever they want to plant, and then they will look for markets afterwards. Sadly, usually, the market that is available to them is the lowly bagsakan. And the bagsakan is the cheapest, lowest price market, so the farmers do not really get better deals in the bagsakan. We spend a lot of money to put up bagsakans, but they don't really help the farmers. In today's modern world, marketing has taken many forms, diba? In fact, even online marketing. In modern cities like Metro Manila and other Western international cities, online marketing is already taking a major slice of the markets. But here we are not yet doing it. In the Philippines, we're hardly working towards that. Secondly, the process, we lack processing and packing facilities. The farmers have nowhere to go to level up their quality. If they can't level up their quality, they cannot sell it to the urban centers, and most especially, they cannot sell it to the export markets. If you cannot sell it to the export markets, you go back again to the lowly bagsakan. And it's an endless cycle that goes on and on and on. And hence, therefore, poverty in the Philippines, 80% of the national poverty in the Philippines belongs to the rural sector. What is the rural sector? The farmers. That's why the farmers are poor. I hope the government would supply them common toll packing processing facility, because by doing so, we are going to give the farmers the enablement, the empowerment that they truly need. Diba? Without that, wala, sayang lang. I like Bayawan because it's a very rich area. Without even doing anything, you have a lot of trees all over the place. Sadly, those trees are backyard mode. They are not plantation mode. Wala nga tayong plantation mode, di ba? And because we don't have the economy of scale, so therefore, we could not create an industry or a fruit industry. We need to have a fruit industry. Example, Thailand is exporting their sampalok. Why can't we do the same? In the Philippines, the fruit industry is cornered and controlled by the multinationals. You have Dole, you have Del Monte. Government has been helping the multinationals to reach that point. But where is the help for the small farmers? The multinationals can import duty-free. They're provided PEZA or economic zone status. But the small farmers, what happens to them? Can they import? They can't. So we really need to take a look at our DA strategy and long-term directions. Are we going to help the farmers? In the Philippines, the farmers are poor. There is no national registry of farmers. The investors, the businessmen have the SEC. The laborers have DOLE. Ano ang nag-handle ng affairs ng farmers? Supposedly, it should be under the DA. Pero si DA, wala naman siyang Bureau of Farmers. So kung wala ka naman Bureau of Farmers, who's going to handle the affairs of the farmers? The farmers in the Philippines have the lowest human development index. That means they're the poorest, they're the least educated, and they are the most likely to suffer. That's because there's no one else taking care of the farmers. The farmers have no SSS, they have no pag-ibig, they have no PhilHealth, they don't have all of that. Mabuti pa nga yung MAID eh. By law, they are covered by a law that says they must be covered by SSS. In the case of the farmers, wala. Why is that? Wala ngang Bureau of Farmers. Kung may Bureau of Farmers, yun dapat ang gumagawa ng National Registry. Yun ang nagpo-profile sa farming. Yun ang nagpo-profile sa lahat ng lugar. If we have a National Registry of Farmers, then the loans, the grants that are coming in, example na lang yung PDAP and DAP, example na lang yung fertilizer scam, they can go straight to the farmer because identified yung farmer. Why were they sending it through the cooperative? Because the cooperative is a very convenient way to launder the information. You can create fictitious names supposedly belonging to a cooperative, and it's not auditable. Why are they doing that? Why don't they just give an ID to the farmer? If the farmer has an ID, you grant a loan to the farmer, identified siya. But they don't want to do that. I don't know why they're not doing it. So a Bureau of Farmers would be a wonderful way to solve the human side of farming. Our agriculture's goals are food sufficiency, sustainability, etc., etc. Never did they ever talk about the farmer. They're only talking about food. They're only talking about numbers. They're only talking about GDP, GNP. But no one is talking about the farmer. Is the farmer's income, can we raise the farmer's income from 5,000 to 10,000 in 1 year? That should be the target of our DA. But because you don't have a Bureau of Farmers, that means you don't care about your farmers. How can you care about the farmers when you don't have a Bureau of Farmers? Diba? Dapat the approach should be, will it improve the lives of our farmers? For example, the import permit of the rice. Before you issue the import permit of the rice, hindi ba pwedeng kausapin mo muna yung mga farmers? Farmers, do you like us to issue import permit? And if the farmer says, magsasuffer kami because babagsak ang presyo when you allow that to happen, then the priority is to defend the farmer. But it does not happen like that. Tama ba? So that's the situation in our farming. Well, it's my first time here in the Dumaguete and Bayawan area. But when I met the mayor, I'm so impressed with him because he has a very open mind, very progressive-minded, and he's willing to develop it. And when I explained the problems, I am so pleased that he seemed to understand what we're talking about. Last night when we were having dinner, he was already mentioning that he might start with a cold storage facility. At least, he cannot do the whole scheme of a common toll packing facility, but at least he starts with one, and having a cold storage is probably very good because you have the sea here and you're catching a lot of fish, like tuna. But, if you have tuna and you don't have a cold storage facility, wala ang nangyayari. But if you have the cold storage facility here, you can develop your tuna industry. Secondly, the baboy and the cattle, and the goats. If you have the cold storage facility, you can slaughter them and keep them there, and you can control the prices, you can control the volume. Also, there's a lot of fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables need also cold storage facilities. So, yes, if he starts with the cold storage, that is probably the right direction. But I hope he does not end up just building the cold storage facility. I hope he builds an integrated food terminal. And then the vision of making Bayawan the food capital, food production capital of the Visayas can be a reality. Okay? And if it becomes a reality, who knows, I might be living here myself. I might be retiring here myself. I am the proponent for market-driven agriculture. I push that. It's an idea whose time has come. Diba? But of course, we have to walk the talk. Today, in this summit, in this conference, I challenged the rubber industry and told them I'm getting the samples already, and I'm bringing them to Manila and sending them abroad. If our buyer says, okay, we will buy that, we will immediately issue the PO to the farmers. I know that if they have the PO, they will be electrified and they will be so motivated to develop the industry. Maybe that is what is needed. But we're also talking about many other things. No? We're talking about guyabano, we're talking about langka, avocado, and so many other things. Again, the bottom line is you must have two: the plantation and then the processing center. Without those two, it will be very difficult. The mayor has been very open, and he wants to develop the cold storage. But from the point of view of the farmers, I call on them to plan it out. Plant the ones that the market needs. Not what you want to plant, but what can sell and is in demand by the markets. When you do that, binawasan mo na yung problema mo. Di ba? But if you just do plant and plant and plant, then I'm here to help. I'm here to buy. I will issue POs. Just they follow the standards. Problem is they don't even know what the standards are, so we have to teach them there as well.